Hi guys, it's Richard Lee Zhu. It's New Year's Eve day, I guess. It's the day of New Year's Eve, and today I finally finished. So we're gonna start on the reg server. We're gonna start on reg server in Bera, and so yeah, I finally unlocked all of these stones. So we'll be doing the 6th job advancement today, and we're gonna be doing a before and after damage test on reg server, just to see how strong we are before and afterward. Yeah, both for my own curiosity and for other people's sake. So what we're gonna do, we're not gonna do a super in-depth one. So we're just going to just do like a basic one. So Fog Forest, let's do Fog Forest Training Grounds. Yeah, and then let's do settings, normal boss. Let's do a boss. Let's do like level. Let's see what level. Okay, so we'll set it up kind of like let's set it up like Lucid, I guess. So it'll be level 230, defense 300. Let's make it big, unlimited, and then with elemental reduction. And then let's do arcane power. Arcane power. Let's do 360. Alright, so now we've summoned it. And then we'll do the damage test, the battle analysis. So what we're going to do is just one burst cycle. So we're going to do the entire burst cycle. So let's do... we're not gonna... So it'll be... Here, let's just... Yeah, let's go until last resort runs out. Oh my goodness, I forgot to start it. How triggering is that? God damn it. Okay, that's super triggering. Alright, we'll come back. We'll come back and do that. So we'll be back in 5 minutes. So let's see. Oh, that's kind of triggering. Let's accept these first. So yeah, we'll do this 500. Oh, and then let me get the chat working as well. So we're training here so that we can get the monster collection when we finally get it. Alright, after we finish this, we're gonna go do it. So let's see, what's the cooldown? 250 seconds. So that's like a 4-minute burst. Okay. Yeah, after we kill this, after we kill all of these, we should be good to go, timing wise. Yeah, because we're gonna be doing the 6 job advancement, so that's why I didn't pop any 2x. Alright, now we're done. Let's go back into the Fog Forest. Dojo. Let's do Fog Forest. So I can go 4 more times today. I don't know why they limit it to TBH. Let's do a boss, level 230, defense 300. Let's make it big, unlimited, reduction. Let's do arcane power 360, summon. Okay, we'll have that on. Let's see, solar crest. Go until last resort runs out. So this is going to be kind of indicative of a best case scenario burst. No, actually, let's keep going. Let's just keep going. So as last resort is running out, it's 5 trill damage. Okay, let's see. A Shadow Walker running out, 6 trill damage. So it's about 5 trill, 6 trill, and then let's see, as Throwing Star Barrage is running out. We're at 8 trill. So 5, 6, 8 trill damage. Alright, so that's what the damage we are at. 5, 6, 8 trill. We got it? So 5, 6, 8 trill, and then we'll go resume this. So yeah, I already did a couple of these off stream, but then I realized, oh, maybe I should put this on stream so we can kind of compare, do a damage comparison. I forget how to do this. Recovery rate, the soul. What just happened? I've already done 2. But yeah, it seems like there are going to be 6 total, so it's kind of annoying. Each one probably takes 5 minutes, so probably 30 minutes just to... 30 minutes just to do this. Looks like I've absorbed some Erda. Let me move my microphone closer because I got that feedback saying that it'd be better. So let's see, job advancement. Oh, nice. Okay, now we do Arcana. Oh, is it here? No, I think that's the one to go back. Wait, Arcana, where's Arcana? Is it this one? Nope. Is it this one? Nope. It must be this one then. So let's just clockwise. Yeah, 5, 6, 8 build before 6 job. And yeah, I haven't really read up too much on 6 job. I know you get like the origin skill first. So yeah, this is basically going to be a damage test to see how much the origin skill boosts the final damage, I guess. So yeah, it was like 5.1, 6.1, 8.1 trill. So... let's see, and Hard Lucid looks like it has 50 trill. 50 trill HP? What am I supposed to do here? Using normal attacks? there's someone in the tree? There's no one in the tree. Oh, we're trying to save that guy. And I absorb this. I guess I'm absorbing all of these things. Oh, and each one's 50 bill EXP, so that's a lot of EXP too. I've already gained, how much is that? 2% exactly. 2% exactly. That's pretty good. And I get a Karma Rebirth Flame here. Also pretty good. What do I do here? I just auto attack it? Oh, I need to get it in the right orientation. Interesting. That's right? Oh, it's probably... Okay. Last one. Do I kill these? And now I absorb this one. Oh, these are the 3 people who you have to talk to get into the Arcane River, right? What was it? Grandis? yeah, Grandis, Maple World, and Tyrannum. Tinirum. It's Grendel. Is that it? A quest has arrived. Job advancement. Oh, it's a new power. Life and death skill obtained. Please check the skill window. Please use your new power. You can now wield the power of the Hexamatrix tutorial map. Let's do it. I mean, yeah, I don't really know anything about it, so let's learn about it. To develop. Okay, Soul. To develop Hexa skills, you need Soul Erda and Soul Erda Fragment. Soul Erda is a power force. You can use Soul Erda. Okay. Defeating bosses and enemies gives Soul Erda energy. Holy crap, this is like kind of overwhelming. What's the cooldown? 6 minutes?
You have no right to live.
Invincible during casting. Number of attacks 7 plus number of chase cuts 8. Goes on random path. Duration 60%. Okay. Okay, since I used it, here let's put the lock one, because okay, so it changes the background color. Let's put the lock and see what happens. I'm not sure which one I'll like more, but yeah, let's wait for 6 minutes and then do this again. For now, and then the Hexamatrix I have. So I can use these, right? Soul Erda, one. Too many players right now. What does that mean? How much more EXP? Oh. Can be only used in town. Okay. Bounties Hunters Portal. I always go right now. Ah, close. Oh, another 2.6 bill EXP. Oh, this is good. I think I need to use it on this, right? Yep, nothing happened, obviously. Okay, so that one's done. So remember, 5.1, 6.1, 8.1. So I'm afraid of a confounding factor where, because I use that skill, basically I'll just be bursting for longer, right? Like, I mean, I'm gonna start that skill first, I think. And then we'll use the normal burst. So basically, yeah, I mean, we'll see. And this goes in a random path, max enemies hit. Oh, I got a faint soul air to energy. First one of those things. Dude, I don't even know why there are two different ones. I'm so confused. Too many players right now. What? I'm so confused. Hexa quad star. When 3 attacks land, the next. I'm so confused. Don't have enough materials. Didn't I just use 3 of those? Okay, let's try this again. Boss, 230, 300, large, limited, reduction, arcane power, 360, right? Let's summon it, let's put J, let's start the analysis, let's buff up. Okay, let's go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, put that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This. Okay, let's see. When last resort's ending. Okay, it was like 4.6. 4.6 compared to 5.1. Throw blasting. And then 6.3. And then when does throwing barrage end? .5. And this is still going, so 8.5. Huh, okay, let me see. Okay, let me try to do that math. So that's a 5% final damage boost. Hold on, be right back. I'm gonna go get some laundry. Wait, hold on, never mind. I forgot I already got my laundry. Okay, so I mean, honestly, I'm quite underwhelmed. It doesn't seem that good. Yet. But maybe I'm doing something wrong? Yeah, please tell me if I'm doing something wrong. I'm like super underwhelmed by this. Soul Air to 10? I'm so confused. Hexa stat? What is this? Yeah, I'm so confused. Acquired 5 and I have none? And aren't I supposed to have 3? That's what I'm so confused about. And what do I use the flames on? I have 1 Chaos Pink Bean Mark and 1 Black Bean Mark. I see. So I actually have it on this account. Huh. What is this Chaos Pink Bean Mark? Okay, well, alright. Sacred Symbol Odium, Cernium, and Arcus. So what was that? 5.3% today? Oh, hello, welcome to the stream. So we're just kind of like trying damage testing before and after the 6th job advancement. So I got the 6th job. But I don't know, it feels a little underwhelming to me at the moment. A little underwhelming. So let's see. Let's put this here. And let's change this quick slot. For here. Let's see. Yeah, honestly, I'm like a little underwhelmed. yeah, basically the result of my analysis was that it's just a 5% final damage difference, like, immediately. So that's not even that good, I feel like. And I have no idea what this stuff is. So, let's see. The background color also as well. Let's see. Yeah, what's this? Frailty Curse? Okay.
You have no right to live.
Okay, so that's the iframe part. And the background... Isn't the background color changed? I'm so confused. Stuns all enemies. Completely stunned. Within a frozen prison of time, wielding the power of life and death. Okay, so... Okay, let's wait for a little bit. I want to see what it looks like when the background doesn't change color. So I feel like it's changed in both. That's what I'm kind of miffed about. And I think if I log off, it won't be, it won't count the cooldown. So maybe let's just read more about these. Our weak fragments collect 1000 soul air to energy. Or maybe let's kill some more mobs here. Let's see what's happening.
Why is it so white like that? Watch that blade scene. He just opened the LBL, what the fuck? Just opened the LBL. Rise past the ball head. Yeah, he does.
So 3 billion.
Why is Faker with LBL? He can make something new. He's doing it on purpose though, right? Or the League of Legends. Right, let's keep up with Faker's review of finals. Can we just head as a wolf around? Oh, is there a defend? What do you want, man?
Oh, so air of fragment.
We're going to Thomas Place and play with kid. I'm an uncle. Aww. Is the piggy uncle? What the fuck?
생각이 안 맞으면 그냥 그런 거 왜 이래. 그 찍어놔봐도 그냥 가면서 뭐 생각이 하고 있다 치면 그러니까 이게 안 맞았으면 사람 잡은 거지. 여기
Yeah, the bottom is PC.
일단 우리 느낌이 이렇게 뭔가 다른 거는 형이 벤치 간 이후 그거 쓰려고 근데 이렇게 다 뭔가 안 들려서 이제
Oh, lame.
진짜 무서운 거 보고 또 진짜 안 들려
That is terrifying.
Okay, let's see what this one does. So this part so far looks the same. Oh, but the houses change color? Okay, yeah. I'm gonna turn that one off. Okay. Go back on the Hayato. Let's see, what time is it? 3. I wonder if they can kill this boss. Or if there's still time. Oh, nice. Great. Where'd the menu go? I wish this game were not so buggy. That's a plus 60 speed. Another plus 6 attack speed, that's good. This one, plus 55 is also good. So we have a plus 60, a plus 55. Okay, let's see. So this one, plus 6. Get the plus 55 one in here. What is this, plus 45? So then this one can get the plus 50 now, right? Yeah, okay, and then these are both 264 and plus 6. And now what is this one, plus 6, plus 241? This is a 241er, so this can go up higher, right? And then this has a plus 60 speed, okay. And it has even more speed, so that has now decked out equips. And this one's just... So it's plus, the best I've seen so far is 264, plus 6, and plus 60. So this one's plus 5 speed off, this one's 10 speed off. But nevertheless, they're still pretty good. Okay. Now we'll get all the links, accept all the quests. TBH, I don't know why the ordering is like this. But so first we'll do Monster Park. Oh, it's Sunday. Oh, do I have to do 7 runs of this? Probably. Each one of these runs takes 2.5 minutes, so times 7, maybe even 3 minutes, so like over 20 minutes doing this. Oh, you know what? 60, so I'll get to 80. Oh, I won't even level up those, but let's do those first. Let's do the dailies first, and then we can just finish off with Monster Park, I guess. That one's done. Silent Watchman. Hey, welcome to the stream. So we just finished doing the 6th job advancement on my reg server Night Lord, who's level like 271. And we did a damage test comparison before and after the 6th job origin skill, and apparently it only gives like 5% final damage boost, which isn't even that good. So, and it takes a lot longer too, so I don't know. I'm a little underwhelmed at the moment, but now we're training the Hayato on reg server. Okay, let's see. Let's go to lab first. Let me check how many points I have. I don't think I have that many. I have 1,058 points. Okay, 1,058. That's not enough to do really much of anything. Okay, let's see. So I've already gained like 2.8%, 2.7%. Oh right, but most of that was just from one monster park run. So normally I get 1.5%, so now with a 2 times EXP I should get like 2.2% today. And then times 7 runs, 2.2%, so like 15-ish%.
Pen smells really bad. So why do I keep smelling it? Is it too late for me to go to law school? What is this?
You were out sick yesterday, so we got you a get well kit.
Hello, welcome to the stream. We just finished sixth job advancement on my reg server Night Lord, because I'm 271. I've just been doing dailies to get the 6th job. It's a little underwhelming. Did a damage test. I think went from 8.1 trill burst to 8.5 trill burst. So yeah, a little underwhelming, but that's okay. Yeah, so currently it's almost 4 AM in the morning on New Year's Eve, I guess. Oh, this one's done, right? Okay, this one's done. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I play Hayato extremely wrong, but I'm just doing the lazy way. I'm just burning it until 260, and then I'll never touch Hayato again. And I'm playing Hayato because of the, it's a crit damage, as a crit damage block for the Legion. So, yeah, that's why I'm doing Hayato.
Carrot, it's good for you.
It's not even a song! I mean, now we're celebrating a sick day?
It's nice.
What? What is nice? Trying to fill the void in your life with flour and sugar, egg and vanilla? I mean, we're all happy. Do we have to do that too? Not you, Becky.
Welcome to the stream. So currently we're just doing dailies on Reg server Hayato, and then we'll be going to a reboot after we finish this.
Anybody here? Need a boy?
Oh, what a stirring little anthem of wellness. Elaine!
Peterman,
We wished you at a get well party. Poor old Walter's up, all up in the new one. It's benign, but oh, still up, bastard. Oh, Elaine. Can you keep us?
no, sir, I can't.
Inside that small college boy mini fridge is my latest acquisition. A slice of cake from the wedding of King Edward VIII to Wallace Simpson circa 1937. Price $29,000.
Guess what I ate?
An ostrich burger.
No, a $29,000 piece of cake. Peterman got it when he conducted the producer auction. Oh, it's the most romantic thing I've ever eaten.
How did it
A
taste?
little stale. No. He doesn't know I ate it. In fact, he almost caught me. I have to sneak back in and even an out.
You know, they say ostrich has less fat, but you eat more of it.
A little off the side. No point in wasting $1,200. Oh, Commander! This is the wedding marvelous. Oh, I couldn't. I mustn't. Now, what the hell? I need to replace an antique piece of cake. Do you have anything that's been, laying around for a while? Something pre-war would be just great.
Hey, man. They got the munchies?
I'm in big trouble. I need a cake that looks like this.
Oh, yeah, Sotheby's. Yeah, they make good cake.
Do any of these look close?
No. But I know I'd see cake just like that. Oh, enemies.
Enemies. In the supermarket?
Well, no, they're not really the supermarket. Yeah, they got their own cases leaving the aisle.
Elaine, excellent. I'd like you to meet a friend of mine, Erwin.
Hello?
Ciao.
All right. Brace yourself, Lubeck. You are about to be launched via pastry back to the wedding of one of the most dashing and romantic Nazi sympathizers of the entire British royal family.
I guess I'll just...
Oh, no, Elaine, stay. Now go back here. Is the world's foremost appraiser of vintage pastry. All right, Lubeck. How much is she?
I'd say about $2.19.
$219,000. Lubeck, you glorious titwillow, you just made me a profit of $190,000.
No, $2.19. It's an intimate.
Do they have a castle in Windsor?
No, they have a display case at the end of the aisle. All right, Peterman, you look ill.
Get well, soon. We want you to get well.
Alright, I think that's all of them. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfect. Arcane symbol selector coupon. Now we sell this. Let's go to the cash shop and get 5 of the Monster Park. Oh, this is gonna be annoying.
Hey guys, what's the difference between 3 factorial versus subfactorial 3? This one has the exclamation mark after, this one has it before. First, let's talk about the factorials. 1 factorial is just 1. In order to find 2 factorial, you do 2 times 1. And to evaluate 3 factorial, it's 3 times 2 times 1. And you can follow this pattern to find the factorials of any whole number. And to get a deeper understanding of what they mean, 1 factorial, we're going to look at 1 object. For 2 factorial, we look at 2 objects. And for 3 factorial, we look at 3 objects. And the factorial is asking how many ways can we arrange this 1 object. So there's only 1 way to do it, and that's it right there. So that's why this is 1. And for 2 factorial, how many ways can we arrange AB? Well, we can also do BA. So that means there are 2 of them, so that's why this is equal to 2. And then for 3 objects, A, B, and C, we can rearrange them all of these different ways. And there are 6 of these, so that's why it's equal to 6. And now's a good time to talk about 0 factorial. If we have 0 objects, how many ways can we arrange these 0 objects? Well, there's 1 way to do it, that right there. And that's why 0 factorial is equal to 1. There's only 1 way to arrange no objects. Now let's talk about the subfactorial 3. So with the subfactorial, once again, we would have 3 objects. We want to look at the different ways we can arrange them, but then we're going to get rid of some of these. Anytime where any of these objects are in the same place they were when we started, we want to exclude those. So this A in the first place, we want to exclude that. And this A here, we also want to exclude that. And then the B here in the second spot, we want to exclude that. And we want to exclude this B right here. And then this C, we want to exclude that. And we also want to exclude this C right here. So these 4 permutations do not count for the subfactorial. So the subfactorial 3 is equal to 2. And the word for this is derangements. 3 objects have 2 derangements. So that's the difference between a subfactorial and a factorial. There is a formula for this if you want to see that. It's this right here. It's saying that n subfactorial is equal to n factorial times this sum right here. So let's go through the work and find 3 subfactorial. So it's going to be equal to 3 factorial and this sum all the way from k equals 0 to 3. So we'll say 3 subfactorial is equal to, we can copy down the 3 factorial, and then in order to do this sum, we're going to bring this down, and we're going to evaluate it for k equals 0. And then we're going to add to that the same thing for k equals 1, and then k equals 2, and then k equals 3. And then we stop when we get to this number right here. So for k equals 0, we're going to change both of these k's into 0. For k equals 1, we'll change both of these to 1. For k equals 2, these will change into 2. And for k equals 3, these will change into 3. And now let's clean things up a little bit. If you remember, 3 factorial is equal to 6. And then for all this stuff in here, -1 to the 0, anything to the 0 is equal to 1. And then -1 to the 1 is going to be -1. And then -1 squared would be -1 times -1, which is 1. And then -1 cubed goes back to -1. Basically, this -1 to the k will always shift back and forth, positive, negative, positive, negative. And then for the bottom, we have factorials. Let's bring our factorials back. 0 factorial was equal to 1. 1 factorial was equal to 1. 2 factorial was equal to 2. And 3 factorial was equal to 6. And then for the next step, let's distribute the 6 to all 4 terms. So we're just going to have 6 on top. Positive 6 divided by 1 is 6. Negative 6 divided by 1 is -6. Positive 6 divided by 2 is positive 3. And negative 6 divided by 6 is -1. And 6 plus -6 cancel each other out. So we just have 3 minus 1, which is equal to 2. And this was the formula way to find out that subfactorial 3 is equal to 2. So once again, the difference between factorial and subfactorial, they're both looking at different ways to arrange stuff, but subfactorial excludes any permutations where an object is in its original position. How exciting.
Okay, I was just listening to some math. I just learned about subfactorials. I didn't even know about that as a concept until now. I wonder if there's a concept of inverse factorial. There probably is. Let me check. Dude, I love seeing that burst of EXP when you finish Monster Park. Honestly, it's so satisfying. That's a nice pattern. Then I kill everything on the top right corner, and then I just go down, and then I just do it like this. That's actually quite nice, and then I do it like that. Oh, that's faster. That's way faster.
Seto Kaiba was obsessed with strength, which is why he filled his deck with rare and powerful cards that he'd used to crush his opponents, and was the first to laugh at lesser duelists for even considering weaker cards. But despite how often Kaiba paraded the power of his particular strategy, he used some terrible cards that even the weakest deck builders would laugh at. So today, we're looking at some of Kaiba's worst cards, how they held him back from becoming the king of games, and why these cards did so terribly in TCG. Reigning over the number 10 spot is arguably the most legendary and meta-warping card in the history of Yu-Gi-Oh!, Chaos Emperor Dragon and Royal Yan, and CED earned that title. In order to summon to the field, you have to banish a light and dark monster from the grave, which is a small price to pay for getting access to its absurd effect. Because if you're willing to pay 1,000 life points, you can send every card from both player's hand and field to the graveyard, and then inflict 300 points of damage to your opponent for every card sent. This made it the perfect game ender, and while it only appeared as part of Kaiba's arsenal a single time, its impact cannot be understated, as its presence helped to end a decades-long rivalry between Kaiba and Siegfried von Schrödinger, proving to the world that Kaiba Corp reigns supreme. You see, after Kaiba Corp stocks crashed, Kaiba set up the KC Grand Championship to regain the public's trust, and Schroeder saw this as an opportunity to humiliate Kaiba by having the winner of his tournament be the head of his rival company. Kaiba eventually caught on to Schroeder's plans. However, he knew that by disqualifying him, it would only make Kaiba Corp seem even weaker. So instead, he challenged Schroeder to a duel. If Kaiba won, he would save his reputation, and Schroeder would be officially disqualified. But if Schroeder won, not only would he remain in the tournament, but Kaiba Corp would be humiliated. So, in a way, everything Kaiba had ever worked for rode on this duel, and Schroeder initially held a huge advantage in the Valkyrie strategy, especially when he equipped Kaiba's XYZ Dragon Cannon with Nibelung's Ring, forcing him to discard every monster he drew during the draw phase while keeping him locked under the effects of the three goddesses. And this advantage culminated in the summon of Brynhilde, to which Schrödinger equipped with the enchanted sword of Nuthon, which made virtually every dragon monster in Kaiba's strategy useless against the Valkyrie. Or at least almost every dragon monster, because with a lucky draw from Graceful Charity, Kaiba managed to draw into Chaos Emperor Dragon, and with emergency provisions, he had just enough life points to wipe the field in both players' hands clean, burning Schrödinger for a lot of damage and leveling the playing field just enough for Kaiba to strike back. And strike back he did, as on his following turn, Chaos Emperor Dragon was one of the dragons that Kaiba returned to the field with Dimension Fusion in order to perform an utterly ruthless OTK, saving Kaiba Corp's reputation and finally leaving Schrödinger Corp in the dust for the time being anyways. So with such a dominant display in the anime, how did Chaos Emperor Dragon turn into one of the worst cards that Kaiba's ever played? Well, for a while, it wasn't. In fact, Chaos Emperor Dragon might just be the most meta-warping card in the game's history. You see, Chaos Emperor Dragon's effect is busted, but was especially strong in classic Yu-Gi-Oh! Where few other cards matched its power level, and the slower game meant that it was really easy to flip your graveyard with light and dark monsters, ready for you to drop this bombable monster and either level the playing field with its white, or just end the game outright with its burn. This made CED an absurd card, but what put it over the top was its synergy with both Sangan and Witch of the Black Forest, which you could summon to the field alongside CED to get a free search after you use Field Wiper Effect, which you would use in order to search out for Yata-Garasu, a spirit monster that can skip your opponent's draw phase if it can deal battle damage, preventing them from drawing for the turn. And because CED's white dealt with all obstacles, Yata-Garasu had an open field, which left your opponent with 0 cards in hand and no way to draw to free them from the lock, while Yata-Garasu poked for 200 damage each turn, slowly but surely securing the game. This was known as the Yata Lock and was so strong that Yata and CED were among the first cards in the game's history to be banned. They remained on the list for over 15 years, where they were both deemed safe to release only somewhat recently. However, while Yata managed to escape the ban list unscathed, the original effective Chaos Emperor Dragon would have still been just as busted in the modern day. So, to make it safe to release, it received an errata to nerf its effect. But this errata did more than just make CED safe, it made it unplayable. As while its effect was virtually the exact same as its original form, it now had a new restriction which prevented you from activating any other card or effect for the entire turn if you wanted to use CED's white. Which, while effective at preventing you from recreating the Yata Lock, also makes it virtually impossible for you to search CED, set up your graveyard for a summon, or do anything else if you want to use its effect, making it an incredibly awkward card to use. So awkward, in fact, that no one plays CED anymore. as its best use is a vanilla extender that is outclassed by most other Chaos monsters in the game that actually allow you to use their effects, including CED's Pendulum evolution, which despite having a weaker field wipe, actually has managed to see solid play in Dragon Link for its strength as an extender. But in terms of the original Emperor, so long as it has its modern restrictions, we'll likely never see play again. And it's honestly really sad to see because Emperor Dragon is an icon of early Yu-Gi-Oh! That showed just how busted cards could be, to the point where if CED still had its old effect, it would still be overpowered 20 years later. And while its errata allowed for you to come back from the ban list, it sucks that such a legendary card has been reduced to one of the worst Chaos monsters in the game. And shining brightly at number 9 is Blue Eye Shiny Dragon, a monster designed by Pegasus that was meant to be capable of defeating the Egyptian gods. And if Shining Dragon is brought out to the field, it might actually succeed in that goal, as it gains 300 attack for every dragon monster in the graveyard, meaning that with enough dragons, its attack points can grow well beyond Obelisk, Slifer, and Ra. But that's not all, as Shining Dragon also comes with an effect known as Shining Diffusion, which can negate any effect that targets it. Overall, these two effects make up a pretty solid boss monster, but in order to access them, you have to summon Shining Dragon in the first place. And the only way to do that is by tributing the Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. Even for Kaiba, this was a huge investment of resources, as it took him 5 turns in the Pyramid of Light movie to actually summon out Ultimate Dragon, and an extra few turns for him to draw into Shiny Dragon. But in Kaiba's case, he was more than willing to wait, as whether by his own judgment or the manipulations of Anubis, he truly believed that Shining Dragon would lead him to victory. And Kaiba was absolutely right. You see, in his duel against Yugi, Kaiba held a fairly dominant position until Yugi brought out Sorcerer of Dark Magic, whose effect happened to perfectly counter both Deck Destruction Virus and Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. But as soon as Kaiba summoned out Shiny Dragon, there was almost nothing Yugi could do, as its target protection meant that Sorcerer couldn't manipulate its stats, and its overwhelming attack forced Yugi on the defensive to the point where all he could do was appeal to Kaiba's senses, and try to warn him of the dark forces that were influencing the duel. Whether or not Kaiba believed this is hard to say, but he did end up attempting to destroy the Pyramid of Light with Shiny Dragon's other effects, so that he could have a perfect victory by summoning out the banished Egyptian gods with return from the different dimension, which might have been a solid OTK. But Anubis intervened to protect the pyramid and threw Kaiba to the side and took over the duel. But this wasn't the last we saw of Shiny Dragon, as not only did Yugi revive it from the graveyard to destroy the Pyramid of Light, but it was the only card capable of taking down Anubis' monstrous form. However, in the actual game, Shiny Dragon isn't the god-busting towers the anime made it out to be, and definitely isn't the ultimate Blue Eyes card as Kaiba believed. For what it's worth, its on-field effects were actually pretty solid for its time, and made it one heck of a beatstick that some decks might have genuinely struggled.
So that's only 10% for 1,000, so I basically need 3,500 points to level up again. Yeah, not worth at all. $89.30 Legion. Remaining boss kill count. Can I do the expedition again? I don't think so, right? Okay, now we're gonna log off on this character, and then we're gonna go on to Reboot to do the dailies there.
struggled with. But the main issue with Shiny Dragon has never been its effects. It's because it takes a lot of effort to summon. Because in order to summon the Blue Eyes Shiny Dragon, you must first summon the Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, and for the longest time, this was actually a pretty tall order. In fact, when Shiny Dragon first released, it was actually impossible, since Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon wouldn't be released for another year and a half. But even after Ultimate Dragon came to the TCG, Shiny Dragon was still unreliable because you needed specifically 3 Blue Eyes and a weighted fusion summon in order to go into Ultimate Dragon, as well as Shiny Dragon itself in order to bring it to the field, which is 5 specific cards of investment for a somewhat decent beat stake, when you could instead rely on individually powerful cards to either disrupt your opponent, or allow you to access even stronger monsters for a lower investment. Now, thankfully, with more modern cards, it's a lot easier to bring Shiny Dragon out to the field. But in the current format, it's simply out.
Oh, right. Oh, today's... Okay, good thing I logged in again, because today is also the 30% off Spell Trace, so... Okay, wait, 30% off Spell Trace. Okay. Dude, I hate this lag on this stupid map. 30% off Spell Traces, so... Dude, I hate this bug as well. Oh my lord. Okay, now... Oh. I feel like speed is not that good, but let's toss this one 302. Is that another Absolab? Did I get 2 Absolab? So I got a pirate suit. And a Veritas attire. Okay, interesting. Let's see, so this one's... Oh, this is a 241er? I feel like... Yeah, 265 is the highest, so those guys both have 261. I mean, 264. Huh, thought I had more, but I guess not. So that, and then 264 plus 5 and plus 60. Wait, this is 2. So this one's stronger even. This one's also 243. So then 6 and 60, then this is 5 and 60, and this is 6 and 55. Whatever, it's close enough. Now we're gonna go do the daily bosses first. Arcarium and Pink Bean.
Still alive.
Okay. Pink Bean. Okay, now I'm gonna get all my misos here, 1.3 bill, and we're going to Star Force. So right now it's 514, so 5.1, and let's just do it. Holy moly. Okay. Okay. This is pretty freaking ass, so what? I've already used 500 mil on this one item alone. Finally. Okay. Now we keep it like that. And now we keep going. Maybe we'll do it one at a time like this. Okay, nice. Okay, finally. 85 mil left. And now we have this Dominator pendant. Okay, one tap, come on. 14. Dang. Okay. So now I've used all my misos. And I gained 30k range. Holy moly. Okay, that's very quite not good. Yes, this is very not good. Okay. I guess we'll go to the first one. This should be the weakest one. They sound like gunshots or something.
Class as a boss monster, even when compared to other Blue Eyes cards. Who better embody what it means to be the ultimate Blue Eyes? And Protector, the number 8 spot on this list, is one of the simplest cards in Kaiba's arsenal, Negate Attack. In fact, it's so simple that the card's name pretty much explains what it does. As whenever opponent declares an attack, you can use Negate Attack to target that attacking monster, literally negate the attack, and then end the battle phase. Now, it was pretty strange to see such a defensive card in Kaiba's beatdown focus deck, but the way that he used the card was actually pretty smart. He'd often use it to either protect his own monster and guarantee a follow-up, or cut the opponent off from a potential OTK. This was especially strong against Pegasus' Toon strategy, an entire deck revolving around monsters that could attack directly, which got especially dangerous whenever Pegasus had the likes of the Blue Eyes Toon Dragon on the field. And the reason why this play was so smart is because it actually has some solid bases in the TCG, where a ton of cards across the game's history have seen genuine competitive play for being able to fade a battle phase or prevent an attack. The big issue with Negate Attack, though, is that it's one of the worst battle faders you could possibly use. And that's because it's a counter trap that can only be activated specifically when your opponent's monster declares an attack, making it incredibly vulnerable to common removal options that your opponent will use to deal with it well before the battle phase even starts. On the other hand, the likes of Wabaku and Threatening Roar can be activated at any point in a turn, and can simply be chained to any removal effect while doing the same thing that Negate Attack would. Meanwhile, classic cantraps like Battle Fader and Gores can also end the battle phase in a way, while also providing you free advantage. Negate Attack just doesn't have the benefits to justify its use. as the only real upside it has over most other cards is that it's a counter trap, so it can be difficult to interact with once it's activated. But even then, there are a ton of better cards to use that just give you much better payoffs for the same condition. Wallow Disruption can mean that your opponent runs face first into destroying their own monster, Jelly Cannon can act as removal, and of course the likes of Mirror Force can wipe an entire field. Now in the modern era, cards that stop the battle phase and battle traps as a whole are currently a lot more niche, because in the modern game, it's a lot easier to set up a negate or just remove the trap from the field to make an OTK a lot safer. But even in decks that might value skipping your opponent's battle phase, or want to use battle traps in some way, there are an infinite number of better cards to use. So while Kaiba's strategy was actually pretty relevant, he picked one of the worst possible options to facilitate it. And embracing the season of giving at number 7 is Gift of the Mystical Elf, which you'd probably receive as a White Elephant exchange, because all this particular gift does is allow you to gain 300 life points for every monster on the field. The way that Kaiba used the gift though was somewhat interesting. You see, in his Duelist Kingdom duel against Yugi, Kaiba knew that he'd be fighting an uphill battle, but in order to get the chance to face Pegasus and save his brother Mokuba, he had to assure victory in some way. And so his plan was to slowly assemble the pieces of the Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, with the Gift of the Mystical Elf being used to provide him extra life points to stall out for a few more turns, as he believed that no matter how the duel turned out, as long as he got Ultimate Dragon on the field, he would win. Kaiba was technically right, as he did end up winning this duel, but Gift never had a big impact, as while it did allow him to recover life points, the 300 he gained didn't end up mattering, especially after Ultimate Dragon was defeated, which caused him to threaten to jump from the castle walls if Yugi didn't let him win. And if you play Gift of the Mystical Elf, you might be driven to the same point. Now, it is important to prevent your opponent from reducing your life points to 0, and a lot of cards come with some kind of life point cost that can end up having a huge impact on the duel by making it easier for you to be OTK. But gaining life points is rarely ever going to be the reason that you win a duel, because it doesn't get you any closer to actually winning. And while higher life points can make it more difficult to OTK you, it's not worth giving up card advantage for. In fact, the best life point gain cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! Are the ones where increasing your life points is just a bonus as part of a better effect, rather than the card's entire purpose, helping to facilitate a deck's regular game plan, while also making it harder to reduce your life points to 0. But cards like Gift of the Mystical Elf don't really have a place in modern strategies, where life points act more as a resource system than anything else, and most decks are more than willing to spend this resource if it gets them closer to the particular win condition. And Gift doesn't really facilitate any kind of win condition. But even if your deck desperately needed a way to gain life points to function, there are a ton of cards that exist that allow you to gain way more life points for a lot less investment. Overall, it's unlikely that Gift of the Mystical Elf is ever going to be particularly impactful in a real duel, as even in the anime, it didn't really do much to turn the tide of the duel in Kaiba's favor. And duplicating into number 6 is cloning, a trap card that let Kaiba use his opponent's monsters as a resource. And that's because cloning actually summons a token whenever your opponent normal or flip summons a monster with a level, and that token will have the exact same type, level, attribute, attack, and defense, making it almost a 1-to-1 copy. But if the monster that your token was cloned from ends up being destroyed, your clone will also get popped too. Kaiba could have technically used cloning to use an opponent's strongest monster against them, but of course Kaiba was too prideful for that, and instead would simply use the clone token as a stepping stone to summon the Blue Eyes White Dragon. And once more, Kaiba showcased his intelligence, as the way of using his token was genius. He just so happened to pick one of the worst token generators in the game. In general, cards that can summon free tokens have always been pretty strong, especially when you're able to convert those tokens into more powerful monsters by using them as material for an extra deck monster. But cloning itself is absolutely awful, and a huge part of that is because of its particular activation requirement. If cloning were just a trap card that can summon a token during any point in a turn, it would still be pretty bad, as it doesn't interrupt your opponent in a meaningful way. But it would be okay as a slow extender or a way to block an attack, just like a trap monster. But you're instead entirely reliant on your opponent's normal summon to activate cloning at all. And while normal summoning is something a lot of decks do, you'll get a single opportunity to use it on your opponent's turn, or it's just a dead card. And the worst part is that it's not likely that your opponent's normal summon is even going to have decent enough stats to copy, as more often than not, they're just going to convert that monster into a much stronger one using their extra deck, and you wouldn't be able to copy that monster since it's a special summon, meaning that it's pretty likely your clone token is going to be beaten over or removed from the field before you get a chance to use it. So as a whole, cloning is slow, awkward, and it's unlikely you'll ever get to use the benefits of the card in the first place. which honestly makes it a miracle that Kaiba was able to use the card in the first place, even if he had a decent strategy in mind for it. Hiding his shame behind a mask number 5 is Masked Beast Descardius, a card that Kaiba actually won from Loomis and Umbra, two of Merrick's rare hunters. And that makes a lot of sense, as both of Guardius' effects resolve around the use of Mask. In order to bring out to the field, you have to tribute 2 monsters, including either Grand Teague Elder or Melchid the Four-Faced Beast. This gives you access to its massive 3300 attack, but also means that whenever Guardius is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can target a monster your opponent controls and equip it with the Mask of Remnants directly from your deck, which allows you to take control of that monster permanently. Now, taking control of an opponent's monsters sounds quite strong, but in practice, Descardius is really awkward to use. So awkward, in fact, that Kaiba never actually used it in a duel, and only ever revealed it as part of his 4-way duel against Yugi, Joey, and Eren. And this was actually a pretty tactical move from Kaiba, as the turn order of this 4-way duel was going to be determined by the attack strength of the monster revealed. Whoever had the highest attack was going to go first, but each player had to banish their revealed monster. So instead of banishing a copy of Blue Eyes to guarantee him first, Kaiba instead chose to reveal Guardius, a monster that he'd won earlier that he couldn't summon anyway. However, we do get to see Descardius see some real play in Yugi and Kaiba's tag duel against Loomis and Umbra, where it put on an impressive display, beating over Blue Eyes White Dragon and stealing Valkyrion the Magnet Warrior with the Mask of Remnants. But the funny thing about this duel was that Loomis didn't even summon it properly, and instead had to rely on the effect of Chosen One, because even in the anime, summoning Descardius can be really unwieldy. Tributing 2 monsters to bring it out is a pretty big investment already. But what really hurts Descardius is that at least one of the monsters you tribute has to be one of 2 very specific and pretty bad normal monsters. But the worst part of this entire package is Mask of Remnants, which is entirely Seto Kaiba was obsessed with.
On July 7th, 1946, the XF-11 was scheduled for its maiden flight, with Howard Hughes at the controls. After years of political and economic negotiations with the government and military, the businessman had finally managed to take his reconnaissance aircraft airborne. However, once in the air, Hughes, always one to push the envelope, threw caution to the wind and soared the XF-11 to new heights, testing both the aircraft's limits and his own capabilities. As the flight stretched on, the cameras ran out of film. Then, disaster struck. Suddenly, the XF-11 began to yaw hard to the right, and for all his experience, Hughes found himself in a terrifying situation beyond his control. The aircraft kept losing critical altitude as Hughes attempted to reach the golf course of the Los Angeles Country Club. The innovative engineering of the XF-11 and Hughes' unparalleled ambition would be put to the test like never before. The innovative engineering of the XF-11 and Hughes' unparalleled ambition was put to the test like never before, much like you'll be when you dive into War Thunder, the most comprehensive vehicle combat game ever made. There, every move you make could mean the difference between victory and defeat. In War Thunder, you can push the boundaries of more than 2,000 tanks, planes, helicopters, and ships. Each vehicle is incredibly detailed and modeled down to their individual components. We mean it when we say the game is hyper-realistic. Even vehicle damage models are not just about hitting the enemy. It's where and how you strike that counts. It's an incredible game that combines tactics and strategy into an immersive, adrenaline-filled experience that offers intense PvP battle for all levels of play. Use our link in the description below to start playing War Thunder for free on PC, PlayStation, or Xbox right now. If you register on PC with our link, you'll receive a large free bonus pack featuring premium vehicles, a premium account, boosters, and so much more. Sensationalism. As one of the most innovative entrepreneurs of his time, Howard Hughes was always looking to push boundaries and set new records. Soon after he set a global circumnavigation speed record in a Lockheed 14, Hughes embarked on a new project that would be shrouded in mystery for years to come. In 1937, Hughes poured his energy and resources into designing a cutting-edge twin-engine, twin-boom aircraft resembling the iconic Lockheed P-38 Lightning. To this day, not much is known about the early days of the D-2's development. Hughes aircraft and its corporate successors have kept the archives under wraps. After the outbreak of World War II, airspace around the world was restricted, and it became challenging to procure aircraft parts without government approval. As a result, Hughes decided to offer his aircraft to the U.S. military instead. Hence, he proposed to the United States Army Air Corps, or USAAC, that his D-2 could be used as a pursuit-type airplane, and requested procurement, and later went as far as to claim that Lockheed had stolen his design, which turned out to be unfounded. Nevertheless, The tycoon was determined to materialize his vision, and as he later recounted, quote, "I decided to design and build from the ground up, and with my own money, an entirely new airplane, which would be so sensational in its performance, the Army would have to accept it." Shifting gears. The DX-2 was built in secrecy at the Hughes Culver City, California factory, with Glenn Odekirk providing engineering inputs, a fact that would terribly annoy USAAC officials. The airframe was primarily made of Duramold plywood. This material was aerodynamic and helped alleviate the metal shortage during the war effort. Regrettably, plywood proved challenging to work with, and the USAAC had reservations about it not being sturdy enough. Initially, the DX-2 was intended to have a tail wheel, but the landing gear was later changed to a tricycle configuration. The main undercarriage units were designed to retract rearwards into the twin booms, while the
Run 1 out of 7, holy moly. Yeah, exactly 2%. Holy moly, I keep falling asleep in the middle of these runs, man. So it's almost 5 a.m. right now. That's 2 out of 7. Okay, 14% from this. So I already got 4, so 10% more, so I'll be 78%. Oh, I almost.
Levi's? Yeah. My ankle all bitten up. You got a dog? No. Well, that is strange. How could I have twins? Don't sweat it. I used to have them. What did you do about it? Hey, Jerry! Hey, you two! What's wrong? Nothing.
Jerry, I'm your mother. Now, what is this?
Mom, Dad.
You're in your bedroom too, Mr. Seinfeld. You got a full-blown outbreak of fleas on your hands.
I don't get it. How did this happen? I don't have a dog.
I don't explain them, Mr. Seinfeld. I just exterminate them. I'm gonna have to seal the place up for 48 hours for fog. That's the only way to get rid of them.
Nobody can be in here for 48 hours. I got my parents in town.
Well, unless you want to kill them, they can't stay in here. This stuff is pretty toxic. I'll go get my stuff. It's in the truck.
Bug guy.
Why have a bug guy?
I have fleas.
Stop. Please. How did you get fleas?
I don't know. But everyone's got to clear out of the apartment for 2 days. I don't know what I'm going to do with my parents. They'll never let me pay for a hotel. And if they go someplace on their own, I'm sure it'll be some awful dump. Wait a second. Have you checked into the closet yet? Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
No.
Oh, hey.
You still have that FedEx?
Yeah, I got it. It's in the apartment, but we can't go in there. It's being fumigated.
No, I'll take my chances. Come on.
See?
Carrie, I need that FedEx right now.
I told you to take it.
I didn't know that it was a manuscript that I had to read.
2.1%,
You can't go in there. It's
basically.
like a gas chamber in there. I left the mac and dog peach in your refrigerator. They're fumigating. There's toxic gas in there. Toxic gas? Oh, you'll be fine. You were there, what, a couple minutes? An hour and a half. Reading the manuscript. I just couldn't put it down. How do you feel? Why don't you mention it a little woozy?
Kramer, you gotta go back in there and grab my manuscript.
I'm going back in there.
All right, well then where is it?
I left it on the coffee table. Didn't you see the sign on the door? Well, I thought it was so your parents wouldn't walk in while you're with a girl.
I couldn't find it anywhere. How did you get fleas anyway?
I don't know. It could have been in my
I
apartment.
looked everywhere, even under the ground. All I could find were these stupid chunky wrappers. I couldn't
Wait a
find
second,
it.
wait a second. Did you see chunky wrappers?
Yeah.
Let me see those. Oh, I know the chunky that left these chunkies. Newman! I got it! Newman! Hold the door, Newman! I know you're in there!
Hello, Jerry. What a pleasant surprise.
There's nothing pleasant about it. It must just cut the crap. You gave me fleas. I know it. You know it.
Please? That's preposterous. How can I give you fleas? Now, if you don't mind.
Oh, but I do. Probably fleas crawling all over the back bar.
So you have fleas. Maybe you keep your house in a state of disrepair. Maybe you live in squalor.
You know, Newman, the thing about fleas is that when they start to just, oh, maybe around 5 seconds or 10. maybe 15 or 20. But after a while, no matter how much willpower a
Two
person
more
may
runs left.
have, it won't matter because they're crawling down your skin, up your spine, up your back.
The 5 individuals who entered the ill-fated Ocean Gate Titan submersible, which collapsed during its journey to the Titanic wreckage, entered into a robust agreement safeguarding the company from any responsibility for potential incidents involving the vessel.
The deadly Titan accident in the North Atlantic has raised a lot of questions about the craft's carbon fiber hull that failed under 13,000 feet of ocean water.
11 Live's Doug Richards spoke with an engineer and carbon fiber manufacturer today in Baldwin County about its strengths and weaknesses.
They signed a massive waiver that lists one way after another they could die on the trip.
An experimental submersible vessel that has not been approved or certified by any regulatory body and could result in physical injury, disability, emotional trauma, or death. Where do I sign?
So none of the 5 people who lost their lives tragically during the expedition were caught off guard. This means they all knew what they were getting into. There are unanswered questions about whether the families can still take legal actions against Ocean Gate Expeditions, the group that organized the trip to the Titanic, which ultimately led to the loss of all passengers on board. Despite the fact that all the victims who passed away were made to sign a death waiver.
Ocean Gate itself is contending with more than just multiple investigations. The company facing the very real prospect of lawsuits from the families of those involved.
This event has carved its way into the tragic story of the Titanic, and its memory won't fade away soon. This 3-page document explicitly outlines the hazards associated with traveling in the Ocean Gate Titan submersible, using striking language that highlights aspects such as the craft's lack of approval or certification from regulatory bodies, and the possibility of being constructed with materials not widely utilized in human-occupied submersibles. The Ocean Gate Titan submersible experienced a catastrophic implosion while descending, resulting in the immediate demise of all 5 passengers on board, as reported by the US Coast Guard, which led the recovery mission to retrieve debris from the Titan and investigate the cause of the incident.
The ROV subsequently found additional debris. In consultation with the experts from within the Unified Command, the debris is consistent with the catastrophic loss of the pressure chamber.
The release of liability agreement lists a number of ways passengers on a trip to the Titanic could die, according to the document reviewed by Insider. By signing the waiver, passengers also gave up the right to take legal action for injury or any other loss. The aforementioned document, given to a passenger in the previous summer, explicitly declares that the signatory would accept complete responsibility for the risk of bodily harm, disability, death, and property damage resulting from the negligence of Ocean Gate Expeditions during their visit to the remains of the Titanic.
People should know to even get on the boat that takes you to the Titanic, you sign a massive waiver that lists one way after another that you could die on the trip. They mentioned death 3 times on page 1. And so it's never far from your mind. You're trying to put it out, but as I was getting onto the sub, I mean, that was my thought, well, this could be the end. So, nobody who's in this situation was caught off guard. It's very bad.
Okay, finally did all the those runs. Now let's see. Let's do normal Cygnus. screw it. I'll just pop-ups. Now I'll go to do 3 door. 3 doors is very efficient. Gotta be a little careful now. The reason I like Three Doors so much is they're like right next to each other, so it's really efficient. And then, but most importantly, they don't drop a bunch of like etc. items or anything. A bunch of like random equips. Oops. Huh, my shadow partner was off. $315 pretty good. Nice. Wait, hard, solid. Okay, wait. So I have 2 hard cubes. Let's see. Let's use those on this. Okay, that's kind of ass. Let's use the solids on this. Yeah? 1, 2, 3. Nothing. It's better before. Okay, I do think that is it for the day though. 78%. How much EXP did I gain? I gained 23%. Got some 2x coupons. Let's put those in the storage. Alright, I think that's it for me then. Karma solid cubes. Alright, yeah, well then, thanks a lot for watching this New Year's Eve stream. I'll be streaming later today as well, or like, yeah, later on, another stream, so thanks again for watching. Please subscribe. Yeah, see you guys in the next one. Bye.